So hello and welcome back to my C++ tutorial playlist. This is the code that we have left with last time. And first of all, let's delete all of this again. And this video will be about functions. So what are functions? We have covered them in the last video. For example, if we specify a function like this would be a function. And a function always has a return type. It has a name and it has input values, so arguments. And then it has a function body where we do our calculations or our logic. And then it will return something. So when are functions useful? A mistake that beginners usually make, and this is very common, is that you do everything you want to do in the main and you just continue to write here without thinking about how to structure your project. And functions come in really handy if you want to do something repeatedly, if you need the same code block repeatedly. So for example, here, usually you have some really complex task you want to do. And what I'd like to do sometimes is to write code as if I would have all the functions that I need already. For example, build house, and then I would specify the function build house. And then I would think about how to build a house. And this would also then again contain several steps. So first we need to build a foundation. Then we want to build walls. Then we want to maybe many steps that you want to do here. And you could, for example, have a function for each of these steps. And suddenly your code becomes more readable. This is one way how to use functions. Also, if you want to do something repeatedly, for example, if you want to build many houses, you can now just call this function many times. And this would also already be the code that you would need to build 3 houses, for example. You can also specify anonymous functions, and you can do that with lambdas in C++. First has a capture, then it has arguments, then it also has a function body, like that. And you could use it like a regular function then. This sometimes is useful when you need anonymous functions. And one useful struct is also when you want to pass a function to another function. Then we do have std function. And std function is just a wrapper around any callable object or any function or lambda, include functional. And then, for example, it wants to have the function signature here. So this is the return type and the argument types. We can pass anything we want here now, any function that matches that signature. So for example, that could be add. And note here that function is not really this function then. The function only holds a reference to that function and it checks if it's a valid function and then it will call it. So that also allows us to specify other callable things here. For example, a lambda. And this would do the same thing. It would also pass in this lambda to this function and then call the lambda for us with the argument 5. I just wanted to really quickly show you these features in C++. We will make use of them in the following videos, so stay tuned. Thank you very much for watching again, and with that, see you next time.